Thank you very much, and I welcome the presentations by here today. They're very welcome, so they are. And I think Alison's statements were very much to the effect that not having functioning political institutions in Northern Ireland is a great tragedy at this particular time. So it is. And unfortunately, you can't have the North-South Ministerial Council without having the Executive and Assembly functioning in Northern Ireland. The North-South Ministerial Council provided for ministers, both North and South, to work in plenary session twice a year at North-South Ministerial Council level, and then in sectoral format between the relevant government departments dealing with issues on a day-to-day basis. That was about practical cooperation. That's what the real issues that have been highlighted in Una's presentation as well. That's what they can be dealt with, planned for, resourced as well. And of course it made provision for departments to jointly pursue with the European Union funding for cross-border projects and that. So it's a huge loss not to have the North-South Ministerial Council and by definition the Executive and the Assembly at a particular time when all of our island needed a common voice in Europe in regard to the issues that will adversely impact us because of Brexit. And so I welcome very much the presentation. Of course, you, Alison, at the outset of your contribution, you referred to how forward-looking the Good Friday Agreement was in respect of having the environmental cooperation protection environment as one of the 12 areas of cooperation, and also that 2 of the 6 implementation North-South All-Ireland bodies, Waterways Ireland and Lochs agencies, have a huge environmental remit. So they have. And again, the Civic Forum wasn't operational even when the Executive and Assembly was in being, because the political parties in Stormont didn't agree to have it constituted. It exists at some stage, and I believe that it would have a huge contribution to make from civic society, be it trade unions, be it the representative organisations of business and civic society as well. So that is a miss as well at the present time, when you need as much cooperation and as much working together as possible, not just within Northern Ireland but on an all-Ireland basis. But one issue that hasn't gone away, unfortunately, is the whole damage that can be caused to our environment on a north-south basis due to illegal smuggling, illicit trade, fuel laundering as well. And I think it's regrettable that there's not an independent Environment Protection Agency in Northern Ireland. I think an agency with a particular remit in the environment has to be free of a government department. It has to be standalone to ensure that it can implement rigorously the regulations and legislation that's applicable in those areas of protection, of protecting our environment. I think when we had the environmental pillar here at this committee previously, I outlined, the threat there is to our food industry and to other sectors where we have dumping of sludge, where we have illegal dumping as well, because if our waterways are contaminated, that can have a knock-on effect, negative effect on our grasslands and our natural food production areas. And the good name, the provenance of our food industry on an all-Ireland basis can be damaged if there are difficulties arising from illegal dumping and that type of deplorable behaviour that unfortunately has hit parts of our country over the years. And I have to say, on Garda Síochána here, the Revenue Commissioners, the Environment Protection Agency and various local authorities along the border and their counterparts in Northern Ireland have worked to try to eliminate that. At times there's good progress made, but only recently again, unfortunately, there have been incidents again of this illegal activity. It's not just the particular illegal activity they're involved in, but the implications it can have for the good name of our industry, the good name of our environment and the good name of our food production systems and other production systems as well. So at a time like this, and both of your contributions very much are based on the need for the political institutions working in Northern Ireland, the all-Ireland political institutions working together. And again, the North-South Ministerial Council has great potential, and hopefully it will be operational in the future as well. But I very much welcome both of your contributions, and you point out very, very clearly the huge negative and adverse impacts that Brexit can have on all aspects of living in this country. I would sincerely hope that Britain, when it leaves the European Union, it's a big trading country. They talk about global Britain now, and I don't agree with the terms that they use, but I would hope that Britain wouldn't dumb down its standards. If it's to do trade with the international community, trade will only be secured and protected if the people who are buying products know that there are proper environmental standards being adhered to where the products are being sourced from. And I sincerely hope that Britain will not dumb down its standards that have been built up throughout Europe in a painstaking way, and that have been a big imposition on primary producers, be it farmers or others involved in processing as well. But that's the reason that we as a country can sell food throughout the entire world, is that those people with the purchasing power in those other countries, they know that our products are produced and processed to very high standards, and that's the way we need it to remain on all of our island.